So the Misfits 20 boxing event took place a couple of days ago, and while KSI wasn't fighting at the event himself, he did confront this former football player who is 44 years old. KSI confronted him, and they had set up and teased that was going to be KSI's next fight. So we had this confrontation happen.
Wayne Bridge. Aren't you the guy that let John Terry smash your ex?
So KSI is doing a little bit of trash talking there, mentioning about a situation about this guy named John Terry, and I'm guessing it was someone that had slept with Wayne Bridge's wife. So getting a little bit personal and stuff, obviously. And the following here happens. I don't know if Wayne Bridge knew that he was going to say something like this, or if they were just going to like keep it cool, but like right away he reacts to it.
Oh, you want to go there straight away, dear?
I'm pretty sure that's what you're known for.
Okay, you go there.
Vanessa, whoa!
And then in case I just drags up her name, just saying Vanessa, whoa, and just drags it, mocking Wayne Bridge over here.
Vanessa, whoa!
29th, you'll find out.
She jumped on Terry's dick. In Maine.
You'll find out.
Big boy Phil Singh. You really want this?
You wanted it, mate. You can get it.
All right, then let's do it.
It's on it.
Let's do
Okay,
it,
so,
bro. Yeah.
so KSI isn't getting like a reaction out of Wayne Bridge, really, or like a super energetic, malicious, negative energy out of Wayne Bridge. So then he just pushes him there, I guess, to like build up hype.
You felt that, huh?
Okay, so that happens. So KSI's basically, or it's looking like KSI's basically going to be fighting this 44-year-old guy, which we know, if you've been following the KSI story of boxing for the past several years, KSI, which if you type into X here, posts from KSI where he says the words old and Jake. There's been multiple instances in the past where KSI has knocked Jake for fighting like older people, and now we got KSI fighting a 44-year-old in Wayne Bridge, a former football player. So not even a boxer either, it's just a former football player that I assume hasn't done much boxing in his life per se, because English former football player. I think that's where his focus was at the most. But yeah, you pull up, you type this into X, and then you get these posts here. So I mean, these three came out from about a year ago. Here he tells Jake Paul, "You asked for 185, Jake, you fraudulent twat. The old folks home has run out of options. This is all just noise. You don't really want to fight. Really hope this Mike Tyson fight with Jake doesn't happen. They're either old or way smaller in weight or MMA. Jake Paul would knock out Mike Tyson. This will not be close at all. Boxing is a young man's game, and Mike is 58 years old. They're sending a lamb to the slaughter, and it's disgusting." And 110K likes. But now we got, like I said, KSI fighting, wanting to fight the 44-year-old former football player. Now, before getting into the rest of the reactions and everything that KSI got, dude, KSI said that he was going to be dropping the Dirty music video to start the year off, but so I'm seeing right here is January 20th, 7 p.m. in the US, and no Dirty music video has come out. We got the official visualizer, but I mean, everybody's seen that. No music video. Here he said on Instagram stories, 10 million streams on a song with no music video. Don't worry, I got you. Beginning of next year. Let's start the year correct. Still no music video, dude. Stop trying to get streams off of Billy's name, man. Or hinting that it could be Billy, someone involved here. So that we have reports coming out saying that KSI is fighting Wayne Bridge in March 29th. And people in the replies already posting screenshots of Wayne's info here. English former football player, 44 years old. This is worse than Jake Paul fighting Mike Tyson. He's 44. Never talk about Jake again. Yeah, like he can't really say anything about Jake now in regards to like fighting older people. And then, dude, is it like he's not even a boxer too? Like KSI isn't fighting a boxer, man. Like, what are we doing? A non-boxer? Amazing. What a challenge. Yeah, and it's not even like a big online mainstream name. Like, obviously, no offense. I mean, the dude's likely made bags in the football game, but I don't know of him. I didn't know of him before this. So it's not even like something for the majority of your viewers, especially more like in the American space, to be excited for, because not familiar with him. That's even more of a joke than the people Jake Paul is fighting. KSI will be fighting a 44-year-old former Chelsea player who has never been in a professional or amateur boxing fight in his life. Exactly, dude. So, KSI is getting shit here. He's getting shit here under this KSI News page account. But the interesting thing that I found here was that there was like no posters or anything. Like, when they have like KSI versus blank, like usually they would have like a poster ready maybe to like to formally announcement officially. But if you look at through the Misfits boxing accounts, you don't see anything. You just see the footage of the face-off taking place. In the comments here, it says nobody wants this fight button. 7,000 likes compared to the around 21,000 that the post had. Who the fuck decided this? I'm sorry, but who the fuck is this? And is anyone excited for this? Clowns Jake Paul for this, but does the same. Just embarrassing. Nah, bro, as a KSI fan, what the fuck is this, bro? How can KSI criticize Jake for fighting old men and then fight a retired 44-year-old footballer? I get that it's a tune-up fight, but still horrendous. No one wants to see this. Yeah, dude, I think we're reaching the end of maybe the end of, like, influencer boxing, because, like, what are we doing here, dude? In KSI confirming that he is looking to fight him. On the day after the Misfits 20 boxing event, he posted this picture of him facing off against Wayne Bridge here, and said from playing with him in FIFA Ultimate Team to knocking out Wayne Bridge in the ring at the end of March, what a life. So trying to hype it up. 2.5k replies, 15k likes. So looking at the replies, not a lot of people, looking at the replies compared to the likes, not a lot of people, I'm assuming that a lot of people are not happy. So, you know, just going through the replies, let's see. Isn't he like old? Have some shame, you clown. We love you, bro, but we will not be watching. And KSI follows this person. Dude, once again, fighting nobody, you're pathetic. Now, I'm sorry, but this is an L. You know better than Jake fighting old men. It's 10k likes, dude. And he made fun of Jake Paul for fighting old men. From talking shit about Jake Paul fighting senior citizens to following his footsteps and doing the exact same, if not worse. This one's worse because, like I said, like not too many people, especially those in America, are familiar with Wayne Bridge. But yeah, dude, not a lot of people in support of this. Previously, it says here, they joked about KSI versus Wayne Bridge in a Simon video. Now it's actually happening.
We've got a boxer in the house, innit?
Oh!
I think that game, like.
What now?
Wayne Bridge versus KSI. Right now! Let's go, man!
We've got a boxer.
So there they are, and then KSI said it was meant to be. Now, in a way to justify this fight, KSI spoke out about it a little bit. We got KSI News here posting, KSI's fighting Wayne Bridge at a bigger weight because he's eyeing the Jake Paul fight. So let's see what
I don't want to
KSI
leave it to the judge.
had to say here.
I don't want to leave it to the judges anymore, man. And that's why I've left it so long, because I've been putting on that weight. You know, I'm going to be fighting him at a weight that I've never fought at before, at a heavier weight. Because, you know, I'm eyeing that Jake Paul fight. I'm eyeing that Jake Paul
You've been eyeing it for like 6 years, dude. Come on now.
fight. So if I got to learn to use this, you know, heavier body, I got to find my way a bit, see how it feels. And once I do what I want to do against Wayne Bridge, we move on to the next. And, you know, eventually put Jake Paul in the corner. I don't want to leave.
Dude, we're like... What are we at? It's 2025. They started beefing boxing. They started beefing in boxing in 2018. 7 years, dude. It's been 7 years, man. But of course, KSI knew that he was gonna, or likely knew that he was going to be getting backlash for this. So here it says, KSI speaks on the backlash from his fight announcement and gives his aim for 2025. I want people to care whether I'm fighting Darren Till, Jake Paul, or Conor McGregor. That's a fair statement to make, you know, because either way I would be watching, like, no matter who's fighting. But, you know, you gotta have that, well, I don't think you necessarily need that excitement factor. Because he did make, because the Joe Fournier fight did end up being, like, exciting and stuff. But I don't know, man. It just doesn't make sense if I fight someone as older as Wayne Bridge whenever you've been making fun of Jake Paul for, like, the past 5 years for fighting older people and stuff. And fighting people that are not in the boxing space or fighting space.
Who's going around? What was your reaction to the negative feedback?
I love it. I love it, man. I love the negativity. I love drawing a reaction from people.
Now, is this like a positive reaction, though? That will, like, sell more tickets? Because it just paints you like a hypocrite for going after, like, a guy like Wayne Bridge when you said all the stuff you said about Jake Paul.
You know, for me, 2025, I want it to be a case where no matter what, you want to watch me. Whether I'm fighting Darren Till or Jake Paul or Conor McGregor or...
Well, people are watching for these three because it makes sense. But Wayne Bridge doesn't really make sense. Especially after what he's been saying about Jake for the past 5 years.
Wayne Bridge, Wayne Rooney, you know, footballer, actor, MMA fighter, boxer, whatever. I want you to watch me. I want you to care. So I love it. I love that I'm able to draw this reaction, and, well, I'm about to do a lot because it's been 15 months and I've learned a lot after the loss that I had against Tommy Fury. I realized, okay, I need to switch things up. You know, my style, it has its benefits, but also has its weaknesses. So I think with my next fight, I want to showcase more of that. I want to show people how I'm going to move, implement more boxing, implement my bouncing style still, and have this beautiful hybrid
bounce
that just knocks people out. Because for me, I don't want to leave it to the judges anymore, man. And that's why I've left it so long, because I've been putting on that weight. I'm going to be fighting him at a weight that I've never fought at before, at a heavier weight. Because, I'm eyeing that Jake Paul fight.
This clip.
So if I got to learn to use this, heavier body, I got to find my way a bit, see how it feels. And once I do what I want to do against Wayne Bridge, we move on to the next. And, eventually put Jake Paul in the corner and go, bro, I'm here, I'm ready, let's do it.
I mean, everyone's been ready for like 7 years, dude, but like, what the fuck, man? Now, of course, we saw the trash talking that KSI did to Wayne Bridge, where he like brought up, during the confrontation, KSI took a few personal shots at Bridge, referencing a gossip from 2010 that swirled around an ex-girlfriend of Bridge's having an affair with a teammate. Ooh. Okay, so we saw that little trash talking there from KSI, and apparently it had crossed the line, and we had this happen, where Wayne Bridge put up this post saying that he was just basically exiting the fight now. So here he says, I'm sure a lot of you have seen what happened on Saturday night at the Misfits boxing event. Firstly, I think it's important that I explain my reason for accepting the fight. I always like to challenge myself. This felt like a good opportunity to go up against an interesting opponent on a big stage. I've always loved boxing as part of my everyday training routine. I was fully prepared to train hard and have some fun. Of course, I expected to face some criticism, but I feel like what was said on Saturday crossed the line. These are deeply personal comments that affect mine and other families involved in the situation. I'm a family man first, and my priority is protecting them. My opponent is someone that many children look up to around the world, including my kids. I hope one day he will look back on this differently. I personally don't want to be involved in these exchanges. I will no longer be fighting on 29th March. I'm still looking out for my next big challenge and have some exciting things coming up in 2025. Thanks for all the love. The support has been overwhelming. I want my friends and family to know how special they are. Deep down, I know this is the right thing to do. So he leaves the boxing match there, and now KSI is just basically like they're looking like a complete moron, dude. So this is what happened. So KSI, after not fighting for like over a year, the hype up fight and having a fight canceled with AT and Slim, he now comes to like hype up this fight against the 44-year-old former football player, so not even a boxer, and it's an older person. KSI brings up a personal situation that some would say is too far. And then now the former football player leaves, and KSI's just left there with like everybody shitting on him for what they were already shitting on him for. So that post takes place, and Cavos, one of KSI's biggest criticizers. I don't know if Cavos is one of the biggest criticizers. He could be the biggest criticizer of KSI. He comes out here and makes the post about Wayne Bridges' Instagram story here, and said, thank God, KSI looks like a clown right now. And then says, imagine your whole thing being, I don't fight retired fighters, then line up and announce a fight with a 44-year-old footballer, only for him to pull out, lol. And then posted this video.
So Wayne Bridge just pulled out of the KSI fight because of the comments KSI made in the ring about John Terry's situation and Wayne Bridge, which was deeply personal to Wayne Bridge. I'm just sitting here laughing because imagine being the guy who calls out Jake Paul for fighting retired fighters, then hype up and announce fighting a retired 44-year-old footballer.
Not even a boxer.
And he doesn't even want to fight you anymore, and he pulls out. So now he just looks like a massive clown. Oh man, so Wayne Bridge.
I just know that Cabos was having like a field day seeing all this happen. And Cabos goes on to post this fan-made poster here that says KSI versus Darren Till. And he says that Jake Paul had fought Woodley, and that it would make sense now if KSI would fight Darren Till, now that Wayne Bridge has pulled out, and because it would actually be a risky fight. And that's true, dude, because Darren Till on this Misfits Boxing 20 event, he was in the main event against Anthony Taylor, and for the boxing heads, the Misfits boxing heads here, as we know, Anthony Taylor was like someone not to mess with because Anthony Taylor beat Saw Poppy. Yeah, like so he beat Saw Poppy here, and that was like a big deal. And then also defeated King Kenny, but the Saw Poppy win was like the one win where it surprised everybody and put AT on this like higher level in everybody's eyes. And so then we had Darren Till versus AT be the main event of Misfits Boxing number 20 that took place a couple of days ago. But Darren Till on round 6 just like played with him and just knocked him out basically.
Eddie's head is just a bit long. Just, huge combination. Oh, God. I think this might be it. I think this might be it. It is.
This just got him down, dude.
Anthony Taylor in round number 6.
So Darren Till, now evident that he's like this big force to reckon with. Cavos wants KSI to fight him to prove his worth in the boxing space. And Darren Till was open to it, as after the event took place at Misfits Boxing 20, we had him call out KSI to fight, and then him asking, why is he fighting Wayne Bridge? Fight me, mate.
KSI.
Well, he's fighting Wayne Bridge.
Lad, fuck Wayne Bridge. He's fighting me, mate. What's he fighting Wayne Bridge for?
And Cavo still continued to go after KSI. He pulled up this old tweet from 2022 where KSI had posted a video and said, competition to win 2 tickets to my fight with Swarms and 2 VIP tickets to my fight with Jake Paul at Wembley Stadium next year. Enter now. And to enter it, it was like you had to do something with his music that was coming out at that time. But so this post took place in 2022, and obviously we saw 2023. The KSI and Jake Paul fight never happened, and Cavo's here bringing it up now again. Or bringing it up now, said, remember when KSI leveraged tickets to his fight with Jake Paul next year as a giveaway? Well, that was all a lie. Giving away something that wasn't real, LMAO. And also said, it is actually a lot worse than I realized. He used the fake giveaway to sell his music. Yeah, dude, I don't know if KSI ever did anything about it, but it's still such a weird thing for KSI to say, even as nothing was 100% confirmed or was set to take place. So, I mean, whether you want to look at it in one way or another, that wasn't on KSI there. It just makes him look like a goofy. And Cavos had actually uploaded a video just a while ago saying KSI just made his biggest mistake yet. So, I mean, I guess we'll watch this and then see if we get like any new info or anything.
KSI's responded to all of this by saying that he loves the negativity. He absolutely loves it, creams for it. And that
bro thinks this is another thick of it situation. This is not a thick of it situation. This is showing that you KSI are being a hypocrite because of all the shit you were saying about Jake Paul for the past 5 years, fighting older people. Now you're doing the same, but with a footballer now, and not even a fighter. And then not just that, but then you start going after personal stories that not only affect, well, as Wayne was saying, it's not just affecting him, but like the families and stuff. And it just makes KSI, it just makes you KSI look like a real piece of work, man, to put it nicely.
He doesn't care anymore, and that he just wants people to watch him no matter what, and that he loves making negativity and drawing it out of people, and it's just like the most cope response.
Who's going around? What would your
It is
reaction
cope, like,
to the negative?
I just don't see how KSI wouldn't have seen this coming. Like, you had to have known that this response was going to be coming, which is why it's making me think. Because as I was saying, like, there was no post or anything. You know what? I forgot to say this, but it's kind of making me think, like, was this all a work? Because, like, there was no official poster that they were going to be fighting. Presumably, no contract has been signed. It's just, like, all talks right now. I don't know. Like, I could see this maybe being a work, but I don't know. I think KSI was actually going to fight him. And now, like, everything's just backfiring on him.
This meme perfectly sums it up for me. KSI doesn't fight for 15 months, once retired 44-year-old footballer who hasn't boxed for 6 years. Gibb doesn't fight for 16 months, fights an active slim who came off an amazing KO off Salt Pappy. And it's a common theme in Misfits where all these fighters underneath KSI are taking the hardest fights they can, fights that are pretty even matched and like are gruelers, whereas KSI, who claims he's the best boxer in Misfits, doesn't do that. Like, even close. He's trying to fight easy wins, even doing 2v1s because he knows how shit the people he's fighting are.
Dude, not gonna lie, I feel like if KSI took that 2v1 fight, I think he would have lost. I don't know. Because, dude, like, you're fighting against, like, two dangerous opponents, man, in Slim and AT. I don't know, really agree with Cabos here saying that Slim and AT were trash, or what does he say? That he's probably gonna say that they're not, like, that good, but that's a real challenge, man. I mean, dude, just think about it. KSI versus AT, just on that. Kind of a tough fight, or at least it would seem like it. KSI versus Slim, kind of a tough fight too. Just those 1v1s, but at 1v2, dude, I think that was like a huge risk, and I think KSI lucked out that he got like an injury or something, and then the fight didn't end up happening. Cause yeah, dude, I think KSI would have lost that 1v2, because dude, you're fighting against like two people that are trying to make a name for themselves and stuff. And it would have been a really, really, really tough fight for KSI there to come out on top.
Because KSI is like such a prick, the first thing he does is get extremely personal with Wayne Bridge and calling out the affair he went through. He's completely made himself look like a mug.
Yeah, he was trying to build up the
he's done
fight,
this
but
stupid thing
yeah,
calling out
that's
a
a weird way
44-year-old, and it's backfired, and he's not getting the fight now. So now he's getting all the hate
to go with
none of the reward of actually getting the fight. Oh, God. I love it.
all the hate,
I think
basically getting nothing out of it.
And also, if you're Wayne Bridge, an ex-footballer,
Maybe some
made a
attention,
lot of
but it's
money,
negative
probably
attention.
doing well for himself. Yeah, I don't blame him for being like, yeah, I'm not taking that. I'm not going through months of KSI just bashing on this affair I went through. Wayne Bridge didn't do anything wrong. He got done dirty.
But yeah, man, I mean, I guess the question now that's left up for everybody is, who's next for KSI?